Um, Hello, my name is Vasiliki Diagouma, and I would like to introduce you to Venia Vergou, who is the director of the Hellenic Film Commission of the Greek Film Center in Greece.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Vasiliki. I'm happy to also introduce Vasiliki Diagouma, who is the head of communication and international relations at EKOME. So we are here to discuss about Greece today, and we are here to discuss about the opportunities that Greece offers in terms of filming. So Vasiliki, let's start by saying, why did we choose this title? Everybody knows Greece, right?
Yeah, everybody thinks they know Greece, but we know that although you think you know Greece, you don't really know Greece. You don't know Greece the way we know it, and we would like to share our perspective for what Greece offers for filming right now. And I think, Venia, you have a couple of things on your mind right now.
Sure. I think the aim of this discussion is to make people understand that there are some stereotypes about Greece in terms of, let's say, locations, and there are so many to discover. And this is why so many high-end productions came to Greece over the last year, which has been a very, very busy year for us, and we're very happy about it. So shall we go through the titles so that people know who visited us this year? Because Greece is the talk of the town.
And I'm sure people will definitely realize that they did not know about all these projects that came to Greece.
Exactly. So we had Disney's Rise, also known as Greek Freak.
Exactly. And we also had Netflix's Go, also known as Knives Out.
And then we had Mr. Antonio Banderas shooting Barracuda for Millennium.
And then obviously Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan that visited Greece for season 3.
And then we had the amazing Mr. Cronenberg shooting his next film in Greece, Crimes of the Future.
And then a range of A-list stars came with Expendables 4 shooting in Greece for Millennium.
And then we had Apple TV shooting season 2 for Tehran.
Yes.
And that
was yes, because
having done the first season in Athens as well.
Because what they wanted was for Tehran, and they chose Athens, a city that can double not just as Tehran but as any location that one would dream of, and this is quite amazing for us because we know our locations, or we think we know our locations, and you know, Venia, when people approach you and they think they know Greece as a location, what are the main characteristics that they are looking for? And also when you guide them, and please, if you can also share with us a facilitation process for filming permits, what do they discover in the end?
Well, the number one thing that we all hear is we want a villa by the sea. So there is the number one stereotype, right? People think that Greece is only islands and the stereotypical idea of landscapes. Of course, this is true. And this is something that is there because Greece has over 200 inhabited islands out of the 6,000 islands and islets, which offer unique style and unique architecture. But it's not only that. And while I will be talking about this, I would also like to share with you a few slides like this. So everybody thinks Greece is this. Sorry, everybody knows that Greece is this. The amazing waters, the amazing sky, the amazing climate. Of course, this is there. But Greece is also this, and Greece offers snow-capped mountains and lakes and forests and villages up in the mountains with amazing landscapes and even volcanoes that can be used for settings in films like the one we see here on the island of Mysiros. And evidence of these are quite a few productions, like, for example, Beckett, that was shot on the region of Epirus recently, and it's now on Netflix. So this is one of the stereotypes that we all work together to make sure that people get over, so that they find out that there's so many things to be discovered in terms of locations in Greece. And this is the reason why, while we are guiding producers who come to us to start discussions about the projects. We always encourage them to invest time in their location scouting and invest time on the people that they'll be working with. We always provide them with facilitation letters addressed to the authorities that will be issuing the permits for them. This has proved to be an amazing tool because it gives us it leads us to two useful outcomes. Number one, the authorities are far more cooperative when they see a letter coming from a public institution, from a public body, like the Film Commission of the Greek Film Center.
Of course,
they understand that there is a serious production who is requesting something for a specific cause, and they're more willing to help and to be in contact with us if there's need for any intervention for problem solving, or because there's always sometimes such a case.
Everywhere,
and at the same time,
yes,
exactly. And we are here to accommodate that 24/7. And at the same time, these facilitation letters help us to keep data on the productions that come in the country. So despite the fact that we don't issue permits, we are always available to guide producers and location managers on the right direction, because mind you, the majority of locations that are requested by productions are under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Culture. Even entire islands like the island of Hydra or Spetses are under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Culture. We're supervised by the Ministry of Culture, so we have very strong contacts with them and we can find solutions and provide guidance. So
and obviously you can keep track of projects that they don't necessarily come through the financing program of EKOME, which is the case for many projects that visit Greece, because one of the most amazing things that we discovered is that any sort of project, whether a small YouTube video or an ad or a high-end project, loves Greece right now, right?
Exactly. And even though the majority of these projects are looking for such locations, locations that offer amazing landscapes in terms of cultural heritage, so that they can facilitate storytelling of different eras and historical periods. At the same time, we make them understand that they can also find modern architecture and modern facilities to facilitate their filming, which is available in the entire country. It's not only in Athens, it's all over. And here's the map of the country with some examples of productions that have been shot in different territories, in the island, in Athens, but also many of them in the north and in the mainland, which brings us, Vasiliki, to something which is really important. And this is something that we need to communicate to the people attending, that the landscape has also changed because of the emergence of the regional film offices, right?
Yes. And can you please keep that map, because this is amazing for people who want to actually understand the territory and why we have a network of film offices operating in Greece. Well, basically, it's here. We are decentralizing production. Not everything is about a specific territory in Greece. Not all production happens in Athens, and the natural landscape of Greece is out there to be explored, but at the same time we have to be able to respond to any sort of demand that comes to us throughout the year. So the Regional Film Offices Network is set and operates with professionals who are here and who are actually part of our digital stand right now, the Greek digital stand in focus. Please visit it and please interact with our representatives. They are there to guide you in specific territories in Greece. And we have developed a range of synergies with the Hellenic Film Commission of the Greek Film Center and these local authorities in order to help them understand on a local level what are the main needs for a production, whether small production, medium production, big budget production. It's all about servicing, it's all about reflexes, it's all about timely collaboration with designated professionals, whether you need to shut down a road for a few hours or whether you have to issue a permit with local authorities, or whether you have to discuss with people from the neighborhood that their daily activity will probably be interrupted for a few hours to accommodate a shoot. This is what makes a country film friendly. This is what we want to guarantee for all projects that visit us. And this is something that we have witnessed to be a very, very successful tool, not just in order to promote, let's say, the special characteristics of Greece that are, we have acknowledged it, that they are not very known to everybody. So the most important thing is that professionals are everywhere around Greece to accommodate needs, and we're developing educational programs in collaboration with you, with the Hellenic Film Commission, to provide a better understanding of the audiovisual landscape, a better understanding of professionals' needs.
And it's all about also being proactive, Vasiliki, and this is very important in the process of all these new film officers coming on board, to be able to work with us in collaboration to make sure that productions are facilitated all over Greece. And this is something that was very much emphasized in the training day that we organized recently, the Hellenic Film Commission, in collaboration with the European Film Commissions Network in UFCN, where we are a member, and we organized an amazing training day for our film officers at the Vasiliki Film Festival this year, up in the north, at the same time when Expendables were shooting in the city, with the help of the Film Office of Central Macedonia and the Film Office of Vasiliki, which is the actual proof of what we're saying is happening, right?
Yes,
so all institutions collaborating, making sure that the job is done on the ground, on location. At the same time, ours, we're looking ahead in the future to make sure that we train people to the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, especially when you have to accommodate a high-end production like the Expendables. I mean, it's a multi-million euro production, and it's designed to the final detail, and you have to be able to work with a range of professionals and be synchronized with everybody, so that all filming is run as smoothly as possible. And you know, at the same time, filming is happening everywhere, and film offices are everywhere, and shooting is happening as we speak. But at the same time, we're still in pandemic, you know, and I really want to help people who are watching us right now understand safety in Greece. What you are involved in the creation of the guidelines for safety for film shoots and sound recordings, and this started immediately during the first lockdown. And what was your course of action to secure that cameras kept rolling during lockdown and will keep rolling despite the fact that we're in the middle of the pandemic?
Well, nobody could imagine that almost 2 years later we could still be talking about it. But back then it was such a difficult time. And the course of action was that as we collaborate closely with the Ministry of Culture, and it was under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Culture to provide the safety protocols for filming, we made sure that we kept informing them about the safety protocols that were coming out from the other European countries, and to be in accordance with those. And we were one of the first countries to open to productions back in May 2020. And it was when the cameras started rolling again after first lockdown. And it was a period where Greece was handling the pandemic so well that we were one of the first countries to host, if not the very first, one of the very first European co-productions, Daughters, a German, Italian, Greek co-production that was shot entirely on the island of Amorgos. And I was happy to witness the shooting there. It was all based on safety protocols with extreme care, and with COVID supervisors. Everybody was making sure that all measures were taken care of. And this led to the word of mouth that actually expanded all over Europe and overseas, because of the success story of Greece, and because of how well we were handling the pandemic. Not only we didn't lose any production, but we had productions coming in the country, like The Lost Daughter, the first film directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, which is soon coming out on Netflix, and it premiered in last Venice Film Festival, and it was initially scheduled to be shot in the US, but they moved to Greece and they shot on the island of Spetses. So we had one flagship after the other coming here to shoot, showing the world that we are a safe territory and we can shoot with no risks taken. But not only that, Vasiliki, I think apart from the fact that the measures were there, the amazing, fantastic production companies are always there to attract and facilitate filming. It was also because of EKOME and the cash rebate not stopping operating at any time, right?
Yes, I think this is what made Greece stand out in the end. There are, we represent the institutions that protected Greece and highlighted Greece actually as a very important territory to bring a project for filming, and the fact that the cash rebate program remained operational throughout the first lockdown and afterwards during the pandemic, provided guarantees for foreign producers that Greece is very serious about how it actually envisages the whole audiovisual industry. So the cash rebate program, I know that there are people who know the cash rebate program already, but for those who think they know it and for those who don't know it, I'm going to go briefly over the few key elements of the cash rebate program, and I will share a couple of slides with you to explain you. So the cash rebate program is a state aid paid by EKOME, administered by EKOME for the production of audiovisual works in Greece. We cover short and feature films, documentaries, television series, animated films, and digital games. And we unfortunately we don't cover other types of projects, so this is designed for a specific type of project that chooses Greece for the production or post-production of works, and it amounts to 40% of the eligible expenses implemented in Greece, and it is paid in cash, tax-free, once the audiovisual project is completed and all the invoices have been audited. So this is the first financial tool that we offer. And then there's another financial tool, the tax relief program for audiovisual productions, which offers a 30% deduction from net taxable income. I will explain shortly after. So the thing about the cash rebate program, it's a very simple, straightforward process. We have a minimum spend that is also presented in this slide for each category of projects that are supported through the program, but the procedure is fully digital. It's run by through a system that operates 24/7 all year long, and applicants can come even at the latest 10 days before the beginning of production and post-production works. And one of the things that we really need to stress out here is that, as you mentioned, in Greece, we provide guidance, we provide support, we provide all the right tools for professionals to come and film. And the Hellenic Film Commission is very dedicated in this process, and EKOME is also very dedicated in this process. We have teams working with professionals for mentoring and guidance even before the application is considered. But we need to stress out that because there is a very big demand that is just becoming bigger and bigger, all projects need to reach out to us in a timely manner. It is very important to start preparing a project in a reasonable amount of time that will provide room for changes, that will provide room for even last-minute changes. But this also...
And sorry for interrupting you, Vasiliki, especially considering that they can apply at least 10 days before shooting, right?
Exactly.
They have the time.
They have the time to prepare, but it is important to reach out to all of us in Greece, and we are here in the during focus to give you all the answers you need. It's so important that you reach out to us in advance to ask all the right questions, all the questions anyhow. There are no right or wrong questions, so that we give you the right guidance. And after that, we have another program, exactly, the tax relief program. So the cash rebate program is here, it's operational, it never stopped rolling. The tax relief program was also launched during the first, let's say, period of the pandemic, and it has generated a lot of interest in Greece, mainly because it offers a tax return for physical or legal entities choosing to invest in a specific audiovisual project. So the interesting thing is that we talk about the same category of eligible costs. So a company that chooses to invest in a specific audiovisual project, they know already, if they have worked with the cash rebate program, they know already the range of eligible costs. Again, we're here to explain everything in detail from point zero. And then, of course, a few prerequisites, namely the creation of a special bank account that will be set up for this particular project, and all payments will be made through that bank account, has to be created. But the important thing to stress right now is that you will have to apply separately for both programs, but the benefits of these two programs can be combined for the same project. So if you're interested in shooting in Greece, you can definitely reach out to us and explore whether your project is eligible for the cash rebate and at the same time the tax relief program. And we will give you all the necessary answers to this end. But talking about the surge of of demand right now, and financing and guidance are the things that we're trying to explain to all professionals who reach out to us. What do you think, Venia, that are the biggest challenges for the Greek market right now, and how have you been able to address those challenges during the pandemic?
Well, number one question we always have is, where do I find a villa by the sea for my script? So in a country of thousands of islands with almost 13,000 kilometers of coastline, you can imagine how difficult it is to answer it. So I would say the biggest challenge is how you handle and you deal with locations, how you invest time in your location scouting, how you invest time, of course, into finding the right people to work with in Greece, the right production company, the right professionals. And we always advise people to invest time in that. It's not a matter of me or you, EKOME, the Hellenic Film Commission, of the Greek film sector, saying you can work with this company or with the other. It has to be a choice of each producer to decide who is going to be working with. It's a matter of trust. It's nearly a marriage, so the responsibility has to be between the two parties, right?
Exactly.
Who chooses whom. So apart from that, who do I work with and how much time do I invest to find these people? I would say the biggest challenge is handling locations, and because the variety of landscape and possibilities to film in Greece is immense, not anybody can imagine how immense it is. That's why the Hellenic Film Commission set up a location scouting program in order to make sure that people who haven't known our country and haven't considered our country as a possibility to shoot their project can come only for scouting, regardless of whether or not they have been committed to shoot here, or even if they have committed to shoot here. So in both these two cases, we can support the location scouting for up to 10,000 euros at a very early stage or at the pre-production stage, as long as the foreign producer has found a Greek location manager who is active or a Greek production company who applies to us for the program. At the same time, one of the biggest challenges, I would say, is to raise awareness on how important it is to give space and use the expertise and the skills and the capacity of the location managers. And this is something that we work very passionately about in Greece. That's why we had a very successful location management workshop this summer, where we invited location managers from the Location Managers Guild International, LMGI, and we were very proud of that because their expertise was so useful for our Greek location managers. And it was again an amazing coincidence because we were on Spetses, where Knives Out 2 were shooting.
Exactly.
So we had
like The Lost Daughter was shot last year.
Exactly.
Knives Out was shooting now. You were doing the seminar.
Exactly. And we were lucky to have experts from LA and UK, JJ Levine, Alison Taylor, and Dan Connolly from the UK, expressing and sharing their knowledge and expertise. And then we had Ravi Dube coming from the set of Knives Out. So it was amazing. And at the same time, we have also launched an important award at the Thessaloniki Film Festival, the Location Award.
Yes.
Which is exactly because we want to raise awareness on how important these people are, because producers are key. They're the ones that pull all the strings in a production, but location managers are the first people to be discussing, the first and the last to leave the set. So understanding how important they are in the hierarchy is very important for us. So again, locations, who do I work with, and how much time do I invest in filming permits? This is something, again, that kills us every time when we have to solve a problem, because people sometimes keep complaining, oh, there's a bureaucracy there and there's not enough time. And well, one voice says there's bureaucracy and the other voice says, well, they asked for a permit on the very last minute. So people have to read carefully guidelines.
Yes.
And if they are well read, then things are possible and very easy and straightforward.
Yes, absolutely.
And at the same time, saying that, I think we have to acknowledge the fact, Vasiliki, that a few years back, we didn't have the rebate. We didn't have, not in the least, as many productions shooting in the country as we have now. And we have voices saying, oh, Greece might not be that easy, might be difficult. So after all these turning point, and we are all very proud of having contributed to that change of page, what would you say are the main selling points of the Greek cash rebate?
Yeah, well, there are a few, and it's interesting that you say that, a few years ago, people were discussing Greece in completely different terms, and people think they knew Greece then, and they didn't, because Greece was a changing page, and and all of the hard work that we have been doing thus far is depicted in the results. But again, it's a bit difficult to discuss all these amazing aspects of what Greece has to offer in such a limited time that the presentation can provide. I would say that one of the strongest selling points of the cash rebate program is, okay, people will think the percentage, yes, the percentage is high, it's 40%. So obviously, if your eligible costs in Greece are 10 million euro, you would get back 4, and that's a considerable amount of money. But the strongest point for the Greek cash rebate program, aside of the fact that it's fully automated, fully digital, very fast, and we work in the way we've described before, is that we provide the possibility for expenses for foreign personnel, such as, technicians, actors, etc., to be eligible. So under specific circumstances, I'm also going to share a slide with you here for your better understanding of how this is working. So the cash rebate program covers above the line. So you see here, royalties are covered, fees for director, scriptwriter, 2 leading actors and producer, up to 35% of the total eligible costs. And then we have the below the line costs that are also covered. And one of the things that people don't necessarily know is that our program also covers dubbing and subtitling, which is not a very common thing for incentives throughout Europe. And this is where we are very, very proud about that. So the high budget productions are entitled to claim the possibility to bring foreign invoices, but they are accepted for up to 50% of the total eligible expenses. And to make it more clear, I will give you an example. If you bring a project, let's say if you bring a film to Greece and you shoot in Greece and your eligible expenses are 8 million euro, then
the minimum, right?
Yes,
the minimum.
Exactly. You're entitled to a cash rebate of 3.2, so it's the 40% of
Exactly.
8 million euro, and the amount that you can receive for the foreign invoices, so eligible expenses for foreign production invoice can be up to 1.6. So the 50% of 3.2, which is a very important amount of money. So the one thing that that happened is that as soon as we implemented this change, as soon as the Ministry of Digital Governance implemented the law, and we changed the way the rebate works, this was a game changer. All the projects that we've mentioned thus far, the high-end projects that were only here in 2021, we're not touching 2022. It's going to be a very interesting year. They were able to benefit from this attribute of the cash rebate.
Speaking of that, how many projects have already benefited from the cash rebate since 2018 when you started?
We have more than 180 projects to date, and more than half of them are foreign projects. And we have them. They keep coming. It's going to be a very interesting year, but it's also going to be a year full of challenges. And I know that our time is almost up, and I would just like to say that it looks as an amazing year for Greece, but the main concern for all of us is health and safety. So on that note, I would like to say that I wish the day had more hours for all of us. But even if this doesn't happen, we are very grateful to be all healthy and safe. And I hope that we can offer much more to anyone who chooses to visit our country and decides to film here. So
I couldn't agree more with you in terms of, we wish we had more hours in the day to be able to work with people in the industry to facilitate their film in Greece. And in terms of challenging of the new year, yes, always health and safety, and fingers crossed. So far this season we haven't had a lockdown. If things happen and we do get into lockdown, we have secured ever since last year, this time when we had lockdown, that cameras keep rolling. Cameras will not stop, because we made sure that officials understood the importance of that. And of course, this is the most important thing. And let's say that we're always here to answer questions. People that are listening to us may feel free to contact us during Focus Digital to arrange meetings with us. And everything is available on our websites. In the case of the Hellenic Film Commission, www.filmcommission.gr. And in the
And
case of
EKOME is www.ekome.media. So we will see you at the platform, and we will see you after Focus, and we will be very happy to see you in person very, very soon. So thank you for being with us tonight, and keep safe.
And thank you to the amazing team of Focus people. You are all amazing, and we all appreciate what you're doing. And it's been an amazing opportunity to be meeting people in this event. Thank you all, and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.